Prime Sports with Mirazak Musbao. Now tonight, the 2023 Africa Games 200 meters gold medalist Joseph Paul Amwa, as well as national 100 meters record holder Benjamin Azamati, will lead Ghana's quest for Olympic qualification at the World Relays slated for Bahamas next month. They will be complemented by African Games 200 meters finalists Ibrahim Fuseni, West Texas A&M's Isaac Botio, and Edwin Gadayi, member of the silver medal winning quartet in Accra from a month ago. Well, we have more for you in the following report.
With about 90 days to the start of the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, no Ghanaian athlete has yet confirmed qualification to the event. However, Ghana's men's 4x100 relay team represents the country's brightest chance of qualifying for the multi-sport event when they participate in the World Relays in Bahamas next month. Slated for May 4th to 5th, the World Relays will determine 14 of the 16 relay spots in Paris. Ghana has assembled a team of 5 experienced and promising athletes with the hope of securing one of the 14 places up for grabs in Bahamas. Joseph Paul Amwa has been a member of the Ghana Relay Quartet for the past 5 years, helping the team claim gold and silver at the African Games in 2019 and 2024, respectively. The 200-meter African Games champion is looking to make back-to-back Olympic 4x100 relay appearances for Ghana after the team's historic performance in Tokyo last time out. Edwin Gadayi was part of Ghana's relay team for the African Games that narrowly lost out to Nigeria in Accra last month. This competition serves as a huge opportunity for him to compete on the global stage in the relays for the first time after previous near misses. Gadayi has a personal best of 10.55 seconds in the 100 meters, which came in 2019 back in Abidjan. Ibrahim Fuseni is another who will be with Ghana's relay team on the global stage for the first time. The 21-year-old has an impressive season's best of 10.24 seconds in the 100 meters and narrowly missed out on a medal in the men's 200-meter events at the Africa Games in Accra, finishing 4th in a race that was won by compatriot Joseph Paul Amwa. Promising sprint star Isaac Botio forms part of Ghana's contingent, having missed out on the African Games in Accra. The 24-year-old ran a blistering 9.90 seconds earlier this year in West Texas, topping the 10.05 seconds he ran a month prior and will be crucial to Ghana's quartet. Benjamin Azamati, Ghana's poster boy for athletics, completes the team. With previous impressive outings with the team, like the African Games gold medal in 2019 and the Olympic Games final qualification in 2021, a lot will be riding on his shoulders. However, his form this season hasn't been too impressive. His season's best of 10.41 seconds pales in comparison to his national record of 9.90 seconds set in 2022. The 2 top teams in each heat on day 1 will automatically qualify for the final, which in turn books a straight slot to the Olympics. The remaining teams will be given another opportunity to qualify on day 2, with the top 2 teams in each of the 3 additional races booking the remaining 6 slots to the Olympics. Ghana famously qualified for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics after an impressive showing during the World Relays in Silesia 2021.
Coming through, does he get it on the dip? It's very tight indeed. Ukraine in 3rd place.
Now let's do some football now, and let's head to the CAF Confederations Cup, because Dream City Football Club, they are 1 game away from advancing to the finals of that competition. They are playing this competition for the very first time in the history of the club. Now they have a second leg game against Zamalek after securing a goalless draw in the first leg played in Egypt. Now the team will host the Egyptian Giants at the Barbara Sports Stadium on Sunday. And ahead of that, the team have announced free gates for the popular stand and center line for that semi-final second leg against Zamalek. Now, the club says tickets for the VIP and VVIP stands shall be sold for 20 and 30 cedis respectively to satisfy safety and security requirement. The club is also calling all football fans to gather in large numbers at the Barbara Sports Stadium to support the team as they strive to achieve a historic qualification for the final of the Confederations Cup. Now, the game is scheduled for the Barra Sports Stadium 4 p.m. on Sunday, and all football lovers can converge to the Barra Sports Stadium to enjoy that. But joining us on phone is the media officer of the club. We understand the team has arrived in Ghana and undergoing some training sessions here in Accra, preparing for that crucial game. And Joseph Efifa Safo is the media officer, and he joins us on phone to bring us some update on the team's preparation ahead of that crucial game. Joseph, thank you for making time with us tonight on Prime Sports. Can you just help us, have a sense of the mood in the camp at the moment? It's just about 4 days or 5 days to that crucial game against Zamalek. What's the mood in camp at the moment?
Okay, thank you, my brother. Now, the mood in camp is, but the boys are focused. Everybody is cheered up for the game on Sunday. Now, the team did their first training and coming back from Egypt. Training was successful. No injuries are come as of now. So the boys, the camp is cheered up. We are very, very, very focused for the Sunday game because it's an open game. Because Zamalek is a big club. Going to get a draw away is a privilege for the club. So we are trying our possible best to stay focused to Sunday.
Great. We understand you are holding some training sessions in Accra before you finally move to Kumasi. When will this happen?
The team trained today, resume training today. Tomorrow they'll be training as well. So the team gets to Kumasi.
So the team will move to Kumasi tomorrow. Now, just help us understand the rationale behind the decision to open the gate for free. Why have you decided to do that? Is this because of what you experienced at the Cairo International Stadium?
Well, we could say yes, because the support or the fan base as to when we went to Cairo was massive. Now, we want to try and do the same thing in Ghana so that we'll get our fans and number 12 man to cheer our boys up so that at the end of the day, we'll try and get a victory that we want in Ghana football so that we'll make it to the grand finale. Because, as you said, we are just one step away to the final. So hopefully, we want everyone should come. Because when you see where Babaya asked us, the noise making or the fans are at where the center line and the popular stands are. So we want everyone to come with their numbers to cheer the boys up as well. So that might be the motive behind the free gate and the VIP for 23 and the VVIP for 50.
Are there any special activities you intend to embark on to at least get the fans into the stadium, especially now that it has been made free?
Well, as to now, we are still arranging things in order. We are still putting things in order. So, as to any activities, we'll make sure our Ghanaian fans or everybody will get to know as soon as possible.
Very well there. Joseph, thank you very much for joining us. Of course, we'll keep in touch with you throughout the week as you prepare for that crucial game against Zamalek at the Barra Sports Stadium. Dreams FC, the Ghanaian MTN FA Cup current champions. They are leading the charge in the CAF Confederations Cup for Ghana, and we are all supporting them. But let's turn to some youth national team updates now, because the Ghana Football Association has made some appointments to the Ghana under-23, under-21, the new under-20, under-19, the the under-16, and the new under-15 teams. Some of the technical teams for the respective national teams, youth teams, have been reconstituted, and we have some of them to share with you. Let's start with the under-23 side, because former Black Stars assistant coach and the current head coach from Nsoncheman, he has been appointed as the head coach of Ghana's under-23 side. You can see that's Maxwell Konedu, is the current coach of Nsoncheman, and he's been appointed as the head coach of the Ghana under-23 side, the Black Meteors, and the appointment of the vastly experienced Konedu, who is currently head coach of Nsoncheman, as I mentioned, is key, according to the Ghana Football Association, to its strategy of taking players through structured and consistently tracked developmental pathway and ultimately preparing them for high performance at a senior level. Now, Maxwell Konedu, of course, brings exceptional experience to his new role, having coached teams within Ghana's developmental age groups, including the under-17 and the under-20 side. He's been through all of those ranks, and the Ghana Football Association is hoping that he can, be able to help the under-23 side to do well. Now, the other appointment that was made by the association is Abdul Karim Zito. Now, he's the current head coach of Dreams FC, and he's led Dreams FC in this CAF Confederations Cup with their sterling performance thus far. Now, he has been appointed as the head coach of the newly formed national under-19 male team, and it's in a bid to fortify Ghana's youth football infrastructure. Now, Zito's appointment as the head coach of the under-19 team, according to the association, represents a natural progression in his illustrious coaching career. Having previously served as the head coach of the national under-15 and under-17 teams, Zito is well-versed in the intricacies of youth football development. And under Zito's tutelage, Ghana under-19 team is poised to undergo a transformative journey, one that prioritizes the holistic development of young footballers, which are key component of Ghana Football Association philosophy. Now, the other appointment that was made is Yao Preko. Now, Yao Preko has been appointed as the head coach of the national under-15 boys team with immediate effect. Now, the former Ghana international has been moved up to take up the substantive role following the decision to move Abdul Karim Zito to the under-19 team. Now, he has significant coaching experience, having worked as head coach of the Ghana under-20 team and also serving as national under-17 assistant coach. He will be deputized by Awudu Isaka and Mubarak Gado, respectively. Now, the other appointment is Amadou Nuruddin. He's also been appointed the head coach of the new under-16 side. He's the current head coach of FC Samatex. They are top of the Ghana Premier League at the moment, and the Ghana Football Association is hoping that he will bring his expertise to help this new under-16 side. Now, the final one is Godwin Atram. Godwin Atram will be the one to take charge of Ghana under-21 side. There's a new national team that has been put together now, and he is going to be the first coach of this new national team, the under-21 side. And Godwin Atram, of course, has worked at the various youth national teams in Ghana and be looking to use his experience, especially when it comes to handling with youth teams in the country. Now, Daniel Krante is our colleague on the Joy Sports Desk, and he joins me via Zoom to help, further understand exactly what the Ghana Football Association is trying to do, especially, first of all, with the introduction of this new national teams. Now, we have an under-21 side, under-19 side, under-16 side, and under-15 side. So what is the Ghana Football Association trying to do? Daniel, thanks for joining me tonight. Just help us appreciate what is the plan here by the Ghana Football Association with this new, youth sides?
And basically just to streamline youth development. There's sort of a gap between the under-17 and under-20. That's a 3-year gap, and another 3-year gap between the under-20 and under-23. So the Ghana Football Association just basically wants to put in sort of structures to properly streamline it so that in the space of 1 year or 2 years, you have a certain group of players moving up age brackets all the way to the Black Stars. So you look at under-15, in basically a year, they are moving up to under-16. Another year, they are moving up to under-17. And then it goes on like that up to under-23 and eventually the Black Stars. And that's basically to streamline the development of the national teams. They pointed out the fact that between under-17 and under-20, so many things can happen in a player's career that will take them off the path of growth, and then you now have to sort of look again and try and find. But when you have these groups a bit closer to each other, it's a bit better, and it helps the guys at the top there to properly monitor and then streamline their progression as footballers.
Let's talk about the coaches that have been appointed, of course, particularly with the new national sides, the under-21 side. You have Godwin Atram there. Now, you have quite a good relationship with Godwin Atram, and you've monitored his career as far as the management of the youth players is concerned. I mean, what will he bring to the table in preparing, players at under-21? Because you could tell that they will be looking to feed them in the under-23 side. What does Godwin Atram bring it to this very role that he's been appointed to? And then you look at Karim Zito, who's been taken up to under-19, and you have Amadou Nuruddin, who's now taking up the under-16 side. These three coaches, what do you think is unique about them, and why do you think the appointment is in the right direction?
And first of all, what we need to consider is the fact that the GFA are looking to implement the Ghana football DNA, bringing up the youth talent. So we saw what the under-20 side did at the African Games, and their head coach just want to confirm that that philosophy is guided by what we have in the Ghana football DNA. So that is what the GFA wants to see being implemented across these age groups. Now, if you go to the individual personalities, you mentioned Gordon Tram. Now, coaching at youth level is very different from coaching at the highest level. And you need coaches who are experienced at the youth level. And Gordon Tram has that experience over the course of his career. So that makes a lot of sense. When you look at some of the teams that he's managed at youth level, you look at the style of football that they play, there are elements of that in the Ghana football DNA. So that makes a bit of sense. For me, my only worry is the appointment of Karim Zito at under 19 level. He's a fantastic coach. He's a winner. But when you look at his football philosophy, it doesn't quite marry what we see in the Ghana football DNA. And for me, when it comes to youth development, that's where the worry could be. Notwithstanding his class at the top level, he's done remarkably well. In fact, the last major competition for the Ghana under-20s, but played a very different brand of football. When you look at the already established teams as it stands, the under-17 team with Ryan Kinton played a very nice, expansive brand of football. What the GFA to implement in our football as it stands, you look at under-20 who play a very similar style. You would understand the appointments of the likes of Atram and Nuruddin and Cook. But when you look at Karim Zito, there's a bit of a friction there in terms of football styles. But I'm sure they know what they are doing. Again, he's proven winner at youth level. So maybe they are trying to blend a couple of things together and hoping to achieve that collective goal, that huge goal with us when they reach the Black Stars level. But in terms of the individuals and what they bring to the fore, you really can't look past their CVs and how impressive their CVs are. You look at somebody like Maxwell Kunedu, who on the local scene has been absolutely brilliant. He won the WAF competition with the Black Stars B team back in 2018, playing an exciting brand of football. He is sort of a pragmatic coach but can adapt to what you find in the Ghana football DNA. So for me, looking at individuals who have been appointed into these jobs in terms of competence at that level, I think it makes some sense. But of course, when you look at the Karim Zito factor in terms of his philosophy, that's the only worry there. But I don't think it's too much of a big deal.
Daniel, thank you very much for joining us. That's Daniel Kranti, my colleague on the Joy Sports Desk. Well, let's get to Germany now and connect with my man Chris Harrington with DWTV, joining us all the way from Berlin, Germany. Chris, good to have you again. Just a little review of the weekend action, though. Well, there's a lot to celebrate with the Bundesliga success in Europe. Bayern Munich, Dortmund, and Bayer Leverkusen, they've all reached the semi-finals, and I can imagine that has attracted some great excitement in Germany. What's your thought on that?
Okay, so yeah, of course, there's a lot to celebrate in terms of the Bundesliga this season because of the success in Europe. Bayern, Dortmund, and Leverkusen all kick off at the end of the month and the beginning of next month. You know, Bayern have Real Madrid. The last time these two sides met was 2019. You know, Bayern have no title to play for, no German Cup to play for. Their coach is on the way out of the door. What better way to add to your resume than a Champions League title? That's what Thomas Tuchel is after. There's no doubt about that. Now, the interesting situation with Bayern Munich is that they prepare for reaching their 8th Champions League semifinal with Madrid, you know, but the reality is they're without a win in their last 6 meetings. And that doesn't look good because clearly Bayern want to leave this season with something in their hands because this has been a horrible season, you know, with their coach out of the door. In 2019, there's a lot of time between now and then, so it's hard to call this particular fixture. One thing I can say is Jude Bellingham has been outstanding for Real Madrid. We all know that. In terms of the other fixture, Dortmund and PSG, that's interesting because there's some history there. The two sides faced off during the group stage. You know, PSG got the better of them, but Dortmund ended that with a draw, which is a huge thing. PSG have the leading scorer of the tournament in Kylian Mbappe. You know, but Dortmund, you know, look good. Dortmund have a lot of key players. You know, they're stepping things up. They looked exceptional even to get to the point of this competition. And Dortmund in a situation similar to Bayern Munich, nothing else to play for but success in the Champions League. I do think the history between the two sides add in Dortmund's favor a bit because they improved the second time they met. If they continue to improve, we might see a victory. In terms of the Bundesliga title holders, Leverkusen, they have Roma. Leverkusen will be looking for their first victory in their last 5 meetings against Roma. Leverkusen still in top form, coming off an impressive draw with Dortmund. They looked headed for defeat, their first defeat all season long, but Leverkusen held strong. Stanisic, 97th minute equalizer, saved the unbeaten record for Xabi Alonso and company. I think that momentum is working in their favor. I'm pulling for Leverkusen to walk away with the treble this season. I think they are more than capable of doing so.
Well, Chris, let's talk about the replacement for Thomas Tuchel, because we understand that Zinedine Zidane was one man who was top of the list, but at the moment, it doesn't look like he's completely out of it. Now, even for Unai Emery, who was also top of the list, he's signed a contract extension with Aston Villa, but he was being considered. Not sure if they were willing to buy him out of his contract. But De Zerbi is another one they are also interested in. So the question is, who is Bayern Munich likely to settle on to replace Thomas Tuchel?
Well, Zinedine Zidane has been ruled out. That are the latest reports. That's interesting because we all know what he's won. We all know that he garners a particular level of respect. But latest reports have different names in the mix. Unai Emery, Aston Villa's coach. We all know him from his success at Sevilla in Europe. And Robert De Zerbi, Brighton's coach. These are the two favorites. They seem to be. Max Eberl, the sporting director of Bayern Munich, is a fan of both coaches. But I do think there are doubts with the latter, De Zerbi, because he hasn't coached at a top club yet. But it remains to be seen. It's really interesting and a precarious situation for Bayern Munich to be put in because all the eggs are in one basket. They have everything they're playing for this season, and there's a huge question mark after the conclusion of the Champions League.
Chris, thanks very much. That's Chris Harrington. He joined us all the way from Berlin, Germany. And that's all we got for you on Prime Sports and with Razak Musbat. We've got more stories for you on myjoyonline.com. Please have a wonderful evening.